Hey guys, so today we're going to learn how to install SSL certificate on an Ubuntu server on AWS, and the SSL we're going to be installing would be on this domain. Let's open up a new tab, and as you can see there is no valid SSL certificate on this domain, so we're going to install an SSL certificate on it, and this is how you do it. Alright, so this is the instance that is running, that this domain is running on. This particular domain is running out of this instance. So let's make a connection to this instance and then try to install an SSL certificate on this domain. Okay, so we go to our terminal, which is right here, and first thing we need to do is to check if we have SSL installed on our system. But first of all, we need to actually SSH into the instance. So let's do that right now. And we get the key file, which is this one. We drop it in and add what is the IP address. Select that, copy that, and we put that in here, press enter. Great, so we're in the instance. As you can see, we've successfully made a connection into the instance. So the next thing we have to do right now is to now begin the process of checking if we actually have SSL enabled on our instance. So we run sudo a2n mod SSL a2en mod SSL. There you go, finally. And as you can see, it says that we've already enabled the module in our PHP on the server. So that's good. The next thing we need to do now is to cd into a folder we created earlier in our last lesson. And let's cd into that. In case you've not made that folder, here's the command to do so. You use sudo mkdir and we are going to put that folder in here, and we're going to call it temp-ssl, and you press enter and it will create this folder. But since we've already created the folder, we just need to go into that folder and start the next phase of our work. So let's wipe this out, and what we want to do is cd into here. Since we have already created it, as you can see, we are now cd into this folder. We're now in this particular folder. So our next step would be to now run the Openssl command. A new key, so we can generate a new key pair, and it's gonna be 2048, and keyout, and the domain we're going to be doing this on is .mafia.com.keyfile, so that will be the key file, and then out for .mafia.com.csr file. Okay, and we press enter. Alright, so now we are going to follow the prompts, and as you can see here, it's asking us what's the country name. We are based in South Africa, so we say ZA. press enter, it gives us the next option, Western Cape, and so on and so forth. So when I'm going to cut the video and come back when I'm done with entering all this detail. Okay, so here it's going to ask you to enter a challenge password. As you can see, we've completed all the information that our SSL will use. Right now it's asking us for extra attributes for password we don't need, so we just press enter, and it's going to ask us an optional company name. Let's just give it our domain name, or you can just give it your company name for real, it's up to you. And that's it, it's done. So this file has now been created in the location that we wanted it to be, in this location. Alright, so one more thing to note is, if you look at the fully qualified domain, this is also a gotcha moment. So you need to impute what your domain is actually. If you're doing a wildcard domain, for example, you would do something like this. You would do star.domain.com, assuming the name of your domain is domain. If that's a wildcard domain, that's what you would put in this place. But for this particular domain, we're not doing a wildcard domain, we're just doing a subdomain, and it's a free SSL that we're requesting from Komodo, which will do that after this. So because of that, we are putting the actual domain name that we're using instead of doing a wildcard. Alright, so but do take note, when you're doing a wildcard domain which secures your domain and all your subdomains, you have to use the star to indicate all subdomains.yourdomain.com, and all subdomain includes the www in the front of your domain actually. So that's how to do that. So next we're going to go over to Komodo and request the SSL certificate from them. Alright, so we're back on Komodo and we've completed all our details for requesting an SSL certificate from Komodo website. It's a free certificate that they are offering. I think it's lasts for about 3 months. I'll put the link in the description so that you can use the same link if you want to test it and see how it works. But yeah, so we've gotten to this screen, and this screen is now asking us to put in our CSR file, which is one of the things that we generated in our terminal a few minutes ago. So we're going to go back to our terminal and write out the CSR file and bring it in here and copy it over here and continue. So if we go to our terminal, we can do sudo nano, and the location of the file is var HTML temp folder, and we are looking for this file. And since we are already cd'd into this folder, we didn't need to put all the location, but nevertheless let's go for it. And clicking on it brings us here, so we need to copy this, Control C, let's do edit, copy, and we need to now bring this into the Komodo. We bring it in here and we paste it, and then we click continue. There you go. So now the CSR file has been accepted, and we just need to go through the rest of the process in terms of authenticating the validity of our domain. To know, they want to know if we are the owners of this actual domain. So there you go. So it says here, the domain names in your certificate request must be verified. This can be done by one of 3 methods: email, CNAME hash, or HTTP hash. So we have to choose one of these, and then and use that to authenticate our validity, verify our domain. Thank you guys for watching. I had to end this tutorial here. In the part 2, we're going to finish the process of doing this installation. But for now, it's goodbye from me, and if you have any questions, as usual, you can always reach me on my information in the description, social media, and email or on WhatsApp.